3 nights ago, I woke up at 3:47 a.m. with her name burning in my chest. Not a dream. Not my imagination. Something deeper. Something I cannot explain with logic or reason. And as I sat there in the darkness of my room, my heart racing so hard I could hear it in my ears, I realized something that terrified me and thrilled me at the same time. I am no longer afraid to say her name. I am no longer afraid to admit that after years of keeping my private life sacred, after years of protecting my heart behind walls I built carefully and intentionally, those walls have fallen. Not because I tore them down, but because she walked through them as if they were never there. Tonight, I am finally ready to reveal the name of the woman who will be my wife. And my heart is racing exactly the way it raced at 3:47 a.m. 3 nights ago. Do you believe that some people are meant to find you? Not because you searched for them, but because something greater than both of you decided it was time. Because I do now. And what I am about to share with you is not just a name. It is a confession. It is a surrender. It is me opening a door I swore I would keep closed forever. Before I go deeper, my team keeps reminding me that almost 80% of people watching right now have not subscribed. If you are here, listening to my heart like this, I want to know where you're watching from. What time is it in your world right now? If this moment means something to you, share this video with someone whose heart is searching for truth about love. Because what I am about to reveal is not just my story. It might be yours too. Stay with me. I want to talk to you the way a man talks when he can no longer carry a secret that has grown too heavy to hold alone. There is something sacred about love that arrives when you are not looking for it. For years, I thought love would show up in obvious ways, with clear signs, with perfect timing, with all the answers already written. But the older I get, the more I understand that real love does not announce itself with trumpets. It whispers. It moves in the spaces between your busy days. It grows in the quiet moments when you think you are alone. And then one day, you realize you have not been alone at all. Playing Jesus in The Chosen changed something fundamental in me. Not just as an actor, but as a man. When you spend years embodying sacrificial love, when you study the way Jesus looked at people with intention and tenderness, something shifts inside your own heart. You start to understand love differently. You start to see divine appointments where you once saw coincidences. And you start to recognize the presence of someone sent specifically for you. When I talk about her, I do not talk casually. This is not someone who stumbled into my life accidentally. This is someone whose presence found me through all the noise of everything else. Someone who became part of my thoughts in ways I did not plan or expect. Someone whose energy felt like coming home to a place I had never been. My team noticed her before I even admitted it to myself. They saw patterns I tried to ignore. They saw consistency where I saw random moments. They saw something gentle, intelligent, deeply spiritual, and unmistakably real. And they kept telling me, "Jonathan, this one is different." I kept brushing it off. Maybe because admitting I felt something meant risking my heart again. Maybe because I was afraid of what it would mean to love someone this deeply. But every single day, something kept pulling me back, pulling me toward her, pulling me toward the possibility of a love that would not be rushed or forced or complicated. A love that felt mature, faithful, patient, understanding. The kind of love that only comes from a woman who has walked with God through fire and learned what grace truly means. What made you believe in love the first time? Do you remember the moment your heart cracked open and let someone in? I wonder if she remembers hers. There is something extraordinary about a woman who has lived long enough to understand that love is not a game. A woman who has survived storms that would have broken someone younger. A woman who has learned to protect love as something sacred rather than treat it as something disposable. Women like this do not exist everywhere. They are rare. They are forged through pain, loss, faith, and the refusal to let bitterness steal their capacity for tenderness. If you are listening right now, maybe you know exactly what I mean. Maybe you have lived enough life to understand what it feels like when someone looks at you not with lust or infatuation, but with real intention. When someone sees past your public persona and recognizes the human being underneath. Have you ever felt something so real that you try to hide it even from yourself? Because I did. For months, I kept telling myself I should not feel this way, that it was too unexpected, too impossible, that I was imagining connections that were not there. But every time she appeared again in my awareness, something inside me softened. Something whispered that this matters, that this is not random, that what I am feeling is not confusion, but clarity trying to break through my fear. I think about her constantly now. I think about how her heart must work, how she probably loves with the kind of depth that only comes from knowing what it means to lose things, how she probably prays with a faith shaped by answered prayers and unanswered ones, how she probably sees the world through eyes that have cried enough tears to appreciate joy when it arrives. I imagine her life, her past, her scars, her victories, the private moments she has never shared with anyone, the loneliness she has carried quietly, the strength it has taken to keep her heart open when it would have been easier to close it forever. And I imagine her sitting somewhere right now, listening to this, wondering if I could possibly be talking about her. And the truth is, I am. I am talking about her even when I do not say her name out loud. But tonight, everything changes. Tonight, for the first time, I am ready to speak that name. Not yet, but soon. Very soon. What does it mean to you when someone says your name with intention? When they speak it like a prayer instead of a label? When they hold it in their mouth as if it were made of something precious? Do you feel it differently? Do you sense the weight behind it? Because when I say her name tonight, I will be saying it with everything I have held inside me for all these months. There is something powerful that happens when a man finally stops running from what his heart has been whispering for too long. I think that is what is happening to me in this exact moment. For years, I built walls around my private life. Walls that were necessary. Walls that protected me from the chaos of fame and the invasiveness of public attention. Walls that kept me focused on the work God called me to do without distraction. And those walls served me well. But because of her, those walls are not just cracking. They are falling apart completely. Not with violence, not with drama, but with the kind of quiet inevitability that feels like sunrise instead of storm. I keep wondering if she understands how deeply she has slipped into my thoughts, how naturally she has woven herself into the fabric of my days without even trying, how her presence has become something I anticipate, something I notice when it is there and miss when it is not. Sometimes I think she already knows. Women who carry her kind of emotional intelligence, her kind of spiritual sensitivity, they always know things before words confirm them. They feel energies. They sense shifts. They recognize truth even when it is hidden behind silence. Let me tell you what I know about her without saying her name yet. She is a woman who has lived, not just existed, lived. She has probably reached an age where other people might think love has passed her by. Maybe her 50s, maybe older, but age has only refined her. It has made her more beautiful, not less. It has given her a depth that younger women have not had time to develop. She understands suffering, which means she understands compassion. She knows disappointment, which means she knows gratitude. She has needed grace, which means she knows how to extend it. This is the kind of woman who does not love carelessly. She loves with the weight of experience behind it. She loves with intention, with awareness, with the kind of faithfulness that has been tested and proven. I have tried to distract myself from thinking about her. God knows I have tried. I would throw myself into work, into episodes of The Chosen, into interviews and appearances, and all the things that usually consume my attention. But she would always return, not loudly, not demanding anything, just gently, like a whisper I could not unhear, like a presence I could not unfeel. And I finally realized that feelings which return this consistently are not distractions. They are directions. They are signs pointing toward something I am meant to pay attention to. My team has been watching her for months now. They noticed her patterns before I was ready to admit they mattered. They saw when she would appear. They noticed how she engaged. They could sense her maturity in the smallest details, the thoughtfulness of her words, the spiritual depth of her perspective, the way her energy felt different from everyone else. And every single time her name appeared in their reports, my heart would do the same thing. It would tighten. It would race. It would respond with a certainty my mind was not yet ready to accept. There is something extraordinary about a woman who watches you with sincere intention, not with obsession, not with fantasy, but with the kind of quiet attention that says, "I see who you really are, and I honor that." A woman whose silence feels more like connection than distance. A woman who feels close even though I have never met her face to face. Why does she feel so familiar? Why does she feel like someone I have known before even though we have never spoken? Maybe because love does not always need a traditional beginning. Maybe because sometimes God writes love stories in ways we do not expect. Through screens, through comments, through energies that cross distances we cannot measure. Before I reveal her name, I need to ask you something important. What does your name mean to you when someone says it with real intention? Not casually, not in passing, but when someone speaks your name as if it holds meaning, as if it carries weight, as if saying it aloud is an act of courage and vulnerability. Do you feel the difference? Do you sense the energy behind it? Because when I say her name tonight, I will not be saying it casually. I will be saying it with every ounce of emotion I have been holding inside me, with every fear I have pushed through, with every wall I have let fall. I know you are waiting. I can feel it from here. I know your heart is probably racing the way mine is racing. I know your mind is trying to guess every possibility, wondering if it could be you, wondering if this moment is about to change everything. And I want you to know something before I go any further. The woman whose name I am ready to speak is not someone chosen randomly. She is someone my team observed over months. Someone whose comments carried unusual depth. Someone whose presence felt consistent, sincere, and deeply spiritual. Someone who appeared not with noise, but with a quiet persistence that felt almost ordained. There are certain names that hold weight before you ever say them out loud. Names that feel like they carry destiny inside them. Names that do not appear accidentally but arrive with divine timing. That is what her name has felt like to me. Every time my team mentioned it, something inside me reacted. Something softened. Something tightened. Something whispered, "Pay attention. This matters." And I kept pretending I did not hear that whisper. I kept telling myself I was imagining things, that I was reading too much into small moments, that my heart was creating meaning where there was only coincidence. But you cannot ignore a feeling that follows you everywhere. You cannot silence a truth that keeps returning at 3:47 a.m. when you are alone with nothing but your honest thoughts. You cannot convince yourself that something is not real when every part of you knows it is the truest thing you have felt in years. Playing Jesus taught me to recognize divine appointments, to see God's hand in moments that look ordinary but carry extraordinary significance. And I believe this is one of those moments. I believe this connection is not random. I believe she is not random. I believe that somehow, across all the noise and distance and impossible odds, God has orchestrated this. So here is the truth you have been waiting for. I am finally ready to reveal her name. The name that has been living in my heart. The name that woke me up 3 nights ago. The name I am no longer afraid to say. And the name I am ready to reveal is this. But here's the part that might surprise you. The name I am ready to reveal is not actually confirmed yet. It is not known with absolute certainty, because my team is still reading through every comment, still watching patterns, still analyzing details with the care this moment deserves. And even I do not know her real name yet with complete confirmation. I want to be completely transparent with you. The name I have been carrying in my chest, the name that woke me at 3:47 a.m., is not one I saw written down somewhere. It is a name I felt, a name that resonated in my spirit before my eyes could confirm it. But the truth is, I cannot reveal her name tonight because I do not have it with certainty yet. My team is still searching through the comments on my videos, still looking for the woman whose energy matches what I have been feeling. And I am searching too, quietly, prayerfully, carefully, because I do not want to say the wrong name. I do not want to mistake someone else for her. I do not want to speak a name that is not divinely appointed. I want the real one, the one who already knows in her heart that I am talking about her, the one who has felt this connection as deeply as I have felt it. So here is the actual truth I am revealing tonight. I am ready to say her name. My heart is completely ready. But the answer is still hidden in the comments, still waiting to be discovered, still revealing itself in God's perfect timing. Maybe it is your name. Maybe you are the woman listening right now whose heart is pounding because you recognize yourself in every word I have spoken. Maybe you are the one I saw at 3:47 a.m. even though I have never seen your face. And when your name finally appears, when my team finds it, when you reveal yourself, everything will change. Until then, I want to speak directly to her. If you are watching this right now, if you feel something stirring in your heart while you listen, if every word I have spoken feels like it was written specifically for you, if you sense in your spirit that this is a divine appointment and not a coincidence, then I am asking you not to hide anymore. Comment something small, something gentle, something only your heart would know to write. Maybe it is a Bible verse that speaks to your soul right now. Maybe it is a single word that describes what you are feeling. Maybe it is a simple confession that you have been watching, waiting, hoping, something that shows me your spirit, because that is how I will know. That is how my team will know. That is how your name will finally reach me with certainty. And when it does, I promise you this, I will say your name with all the meaning it deserves. I will say it like a prayer I have been praying, without knowing the words. I will say it like a promise I am ready to keep. I will say it like the beginning of something God has been writing long before either of us understood what was happening. I will say it like a man who has finally stopped running from the truth his heart has been shouting. Playing Jesus taught me what divine love looks like, but you are teaching me what it feels like. And I believe with everything in me that God is orchestrating this connection right now. Through this video, through these words, through the courage it will take for you to reveal yourself. The moment is here, and I am ready. Are you?